Well, tonight was a night we needed. I don't think it's any secret. We've had a tough stretch, losing 3 out of 4, and just was really pleased with the life and the passion and the excitement. I think that was our main message after the Penn State game was, regardless of what happens, we gotta regain our heart, we gotta regain our spirit, and we've been working really hard since that game Friday night to do that. We had some great spirited practices. Obviously, we tried some new things out there on the floor, and the reason we did that was mainly just to do something new. Sometimes you do something new, and it gives the guys a little life. And we had some success changing the defenses up a little bit, and then just some great individual performances. BMAC, of course. I know somewhere in Milwaukee, Coach Baldwin's going to be upset. Every time he used to get close, Pat used to tell me to get him out. So he couldn't save him tonight. So and BMAC was actually mad. He said he should have had 17 if Skelly would have made a breakaway dunk. So, and then I thought Pardon was terrific. 13, 12, and 6, especially us playing a lot of zone. His ability to in the middle of the lane to alter shots and do those things. And obviously you feel for Minnesota. Richard's a really good friend, and we caught a break. Not having coffee and lunch out there, and you just really feel for those guys because they had a heck of a team, and they still can. I mean, they still have good players, and they still can make something out of it. But I know it's disappointing when you lose key guys like that.
If you got a question, please raise your hand. We've got the microphone here, Brian.
I'm going to ask about fashion, right?
Me?
Yeah.
What about the fashion?
No neckties tonight.
Yeah.
And what was up with that? Was that also just trying something new?
Yeah, just game time decision, man. It was sometimes you just gotta do something different. So I would have kept my beard, but it's getting gray, and I still kind of fancy myself as a young guy. So some guys go beard, some guys go goatee. I just decided to go no tie tonight. So it was just a spur of the moment thing.
Zone, is that part of what you talk about, trying new stuff?
Yeah, we just, I just thought we got with our staff after Penn State, and we've just been in a little bit of a rut. You guys that have been following us have seen it. It's not that we're not trying hard. It's not that we're not playing hard, but, there's something that's really important to me. It's called spirit, and it's called passion. And I just haven't seen a lot of that in the last couple of weeks, and it happens. It doesn't make anybody bad, and it's not really, it's my responsibility. I mean, I take that personal when my team's not doing that. So, we just got together as a staff and tried to figure out what can we do, to kind of regain some spirit, regain some hope and some life. And, we really like what we do offensively. We feel we're doing the right things on that end. So we just thought maybe throwing a few curveballs here and there with some zones and presses might give us some energy, and I thought for tonight it worked. And we're still going to have to play some man-to-man. There's no question. I mean, coaches in this league are good, so it's not like you can just go all zone now. Just for tonight it worked, so we stayed with it.
Anthony looked a little more confident out there defensively and offensively tonight. Can you talk a little bit about what you saw?
Well, I think the way we were playing defensively kind of unlocked him a little bit. Being able to get up the floor. He's such a supreme athlete. I think just it gave him, this more room to be athletic. And there were a couple of times I tried to rein him in on the fast break, but, fortunately I'd rather have guys making the mistakes, by trying to do things like that, trying to be aggressive, trying to play, play hard like he was. And I just thought, Anthony's a big part of what we're doing going forward. And I think he can be a key component to us the rest of the year as he continues to get more comfortable.
You had a couple come to Jesus meetings between Penn State and this game.
I did?
Well, the team, there was a player only one and one
Okay.
when you spoke.
Okay.
What was your message to them when you spoke to them, and how was that reflected?
Obviously you want to keep things mainly in-house because to me a locker room is sacred and the things that you talk about are sacred, but it was about the things that I described to you. It was about how do we regain our heart, how do we regain our spirit. And the guys in that locker room have meant so much to me over these past 3-4 years, that I think it's all worth it to all of us to finish this thing out with a supreme fight and a supreme spirit. So I think that was the main message, is how do we get that back? How do we go forward these last, whatever it was, 14, 15 games and be connected and be united and go out there and just fight as one.
We were all impressed with Gavin being able to slam in the miss. Yeah. What was your thought on it?
It wasn't a great play. I think he knows it. And what people don't understand is, and you guys follow sports a lot, whatever sport it is the power of momentum. I think at that time it was a 28-point lead, and we got a long rebound, and you throw it ahead and you dunk it. They're probably going to call timeout. You're up 30. There's a good chance maybe, the game is in hand. You miss it, you get a tee, they go down, make free throws, they make a couple buckets. Now you saw their life. I mean, they felt like they were still in the game. So one play like that, although you're looking at the scoreboard and you say, oh, we're up 28, no, I mean, a play can change momentum. And look, if he misses the dunk, it's fine. You just got to be smarter to know that you can't do a chin up and get your own back. I mean, it was very athletic. I'll give him credit. I mean, he showed a lot of dexterity and agility and all those things, but it wasn't the brightest play of the night.
Coach, you shot 50% tonight, which is a lot better than you have been. I mean, how much of that was the offense's efficiency, and how much it just shots were starting to fall that weren't before?
I mean, I think a little bit of both. I mean, I thought we were sharing it well. I thought our spacing was good. I thought McIntosh was terrific. I mean, he was just hand delivering. He was making all the right decisions. We found some things in the pick and roll game, had the ball in his hands, and guys were spaced. And, I thought Aaron's, when you can get that kind of production out of Aaron with his spacing and Gavin, so, at that spot, those guys combined for 23 points and 10 rebounds. That's great production out of that 4 spot for us. And, I thought Scotty was much more efficient tonight. I thought he took good shots, and that's when he takes good shots, he's going to score and he's going to shoot a good percentage. And we kind of managed Vic's foul trouble a little bit. But I thought, the main thing was I just thought McIntosh just managed a brilliant game and got us the right shots all night.
You sent BMAC to the line there with a minute left to try to get the double-double. He missed one of the free throws and then still got it anyway. Was it just that sort of night for him where just everything was going to go right?
Well, I mean, it wasn't more for him to get the double-double. He shoots the technicals. So Nate Mason got a technical. So, I mean, he's our technical shooter. So I didn't even know. I didn't know how many points he had. Really, I don't look at the scoreboard like that. I don't know records. I'm not a big believer in that. I think when you're playing around with that kind of stuff, I am a big believer in the basketball gods. And I think when you mess with the basketball gods with stuff like that, you get punished for it. So I'm being honest, I didn't know that he was going for a double-double, but I'm glad he got it. And what I love is he got 5 rebounds, because he'll tell you that's what I'm most on his butt about, is getting down there and making tough plays on the other end, and him getting 5 rebounds was huge.
In those moments when he was on the floor against the Brown game, did you imagine 3 games later he'd be setting the school record for assists at that point?
Well, I hoped he would, but I think we were all scared, because when he went down, he's not a kid who stays down. And, I could tell by his reaction that he was scared. He thought something could be potentially serious. And, obviously our prayers were answered, his prayers were answered, and it ended up just being a sprain, that he missed the game and was able to get back out there and do what he loves best, which is playing basketball. So, I think too for him, you get scared like that. I think it makes you appreciate what you got. So I think him having that injury, I think he would tell you it kind of gave him new life too, to understand like, man, if something was bad there, my career would have been over at Northwestern. And now I got 15 more games to put this jersey on. I'm going to make it count. So obviously we were lucky that it wasn't anything more serious.
And how did that first series of the game with forcing the shot clock violation on Minnesota's first possession and then Vic singing, how did that sort of set the tone for the game? Yeah,
I mean, I thought it got us off to a good start. I mean, it's always good when you can see the ball go in, early in the game, especially a guy like Vic. He puts a lot of, he wants to do well. So, I mean, for him to see the shot go in, I thought our defense early was good. And, I'm not sure we haven't really played much zone. We haven't really pressed at all like that in 5 years. So I'm sure initially in the game, I thought they settled in and they were better against it in the second half. But I think in the first half, it took them a little bit of while to kind of get adjusted to what we were doing. And that's why we got to be able to throw different punches, because coaches in this league are really good. So if that's all we're going to do now, people are going to get adjusted to it. So we got to game by game piece it together. It's just nice to have, I think something different we can go to that can be effective for us. Thanks, Coach. All right. Thank you, guys.